I usually like to take one element and kind of mimic that throughout the house, but in different ways. So kind of like the warmth of a wood tone, kind of seeing it and using it in different aspects of them. How I create a cohesive whole house design is taking certain elements or one element and kind of sprinkling it around the house. So here in this house, I took the warm wood tone in the floor and I put it in certain areas, like in the upstairs bathroom. We did a tile on the back wall that was kind of mimicking that warmth in the wood. Some ways that I help the client with making certain selections is kind of pushing them to their max, kind of offering ideas that maybe they wouldn't think of, and kind of pushing them outside their normal bubble of creativity, or just even planting the seed in their head, like, oh, what about this? This would be really cool. And then they would say no, and then they'd come back to it, and I just kind of keep pushing and pushing and pushing, in a nice way, of course. But because I think that also makes them realize, like, oh, maybe it would be, the right thing to do. Especially in New Aaron's house, like, I hit the wall a lot of times because there's so many bathrooms that I was trying to get the same overall feel, but making each space different and a little bit more unique, but yet trying to make it cohesive. So when you're sitting there for 3 or 4 hours, it's kind of hard to keep that creativity flowing. And sometimes you're just like, oh, I really got to think about this a little bit more. So let's do this next time or at the next meeting. So pulling the initial samples for a storyboard, I get an idea in my head of what I want it to look like. And then I also kind of think about what their style is and kind of keep that in the back of my mind and maybe throw some stuff in there that does push them out of their comfort zone, but yet having them really comfortable with all of the choices. So the showroom helps tremendously with pulling the storyboard because we have all aspects. We have tile, we have countertops, we have cabinetry, we have different examples throughout the showroom. There's so much to pull, so much to see. Building a house is a bigger project. It has to have a lot more patience and a lot more time. It's not going to happen overnight, so the selections aspect of it kind of is a little bit longer than your typical kitchen remodel or bathroom remodel. So just to have patience, both client and designer.